Hi, I'm Naomi. I'm a ambulatory wheelchair user. I use a GTM Mustang. You might have seen my shorts video after my day one of training with Stuart from Freedom Wheelchair Skills. I did 2 days of training with Stuart one-to-one and it was absolutely fantastic. It was so helpful. The skills that I really wanted to work on with Stuart was learning to do backwards balance and getting up and down curbs, but we learned so many more skills than that. So Stuart taught me some wheelchair maintenance, so which way round my tyres should go on. He also showed me how to pump up my tyre. I did manage to learn how to do backwards balance.
Perfect, all back, wicked, that's it, you can get down the curve, 100%.
Which was absolutely epic, and we did work on curbs, getting up and down curbs, both little curbs and big curbs. Other skills Stuart pointed out is that I had the wrong pushing technique. I thought I had the right pushing technique, and that will save me energy, especially because I have a energy limiting illness. One of the things that Stuart wants when he does his training is a able-bodied person to be a spotter. So my PA was my spotter, and she had a band around the back of my chair to make sure that if I was to tip backwards that she would be able to catch me. Thankfully I never did fall backwards whilst we was training. We also practiced one-handed pushing. We also practiced pushing backwards. There was lots of skills that Stuart put in there that I didn't think of. We also worked on communication. So if there's like a really big step or curb that I need to get up, we worked on communicating with somebody to assist me with getting up this big curb or step, because if we didn't have that communication, something could go wrong. So that's another skill. We also, on day 2, I pushed myself the furthest distance I have ever pushed myself. I wasn't expecting that. Normally I would take my Batek to that location, but I pushed myself all that distance, and I was exhausted but absolutely delighted that I'd managed to push myself all that way. As we pushed ourselves there, we practiced the skills that we had been learning, so backwards balance on tactile pavement, grass, curbs. And one of the things Stuart kept reminding me was that I was a bit of a bull in a china shop. I just like charged at things, and also I was quite tense. So Stuart kept reminding me to slow down, relax, just do things slowly. And when I did something, Stuart asked me, how do you think that went? At times I said, kind of felt like it went a bit clumsily, or sometimes I said I felt that went all right, or other times I said I felt like that was a complete disaster. And then Stuart would give his feedback, like he would say, I think you nailed that, or he said, I think you didn't get the technique right, you were too early, or something like that. Every time we did something, he would do feedbacks. I liked his way of teaching me, and that helped me improve each time I was doing something. So now that training is over and I now need to just practice, I know to slow down, not tense, approach things more mindfully, get the skill right, get myself prepared, and just do it over and over again, because the more times I do things, the more times it will come to me naturally. And yes, I will make mistakes, but you learn from your mistakes. And yes, I might fall out of my wheelchair, or yes, I might tip backwards, but hopefully I won't do either of those things. And Stuart left me with it's got like a loop at one end, and then it's like a woven strap. So it's like a handle at one end and then a handle at the other end, and then we just loop it round the back bar of my wheelchair. Somebody holds onto the back to make sure that I'm safe, so that they can catch me if I was to tip backwards. It was really good that I had that one-to-one tuition. It was all at my pace, so we had breaks in between to be able to just take a breather, get something to drink, get something to eat, have a bit of a rest. And it was really good that Stuart was able to travel up to me, because I physically can't travel all that distance down to where Stuart's based because of my disability. So it's really good that Stuart has the capability to travel up to meet clients like myself and do one-to-one training in my home and around my area and look at obstacles that I find in my area. There were things that I wish that I could have done, like for example, I really struggle with a particular shop in the area, and I would have liked to have done some training in getting into that shop that I struggle. Now I've got those skills, I feel like I can apply those to other situations. Stuart is in contact with me via WhatsApp post-training, and he also does a 1 month follow-up as part of the training. And before the training he also did a questionnaire with me about my capabilities in terms of my physical ability, what kind of a wheelchair I've got, what kind of things I want out of training, whether I have any metal work in my spine, which I don't. Obviously some people have spinal fusions, if you've got like a spinal cord injury, for example. So that questionnaire prepared Stuart for the training so that he could put a plan in place for what we was going to do over the couple of days. That was really helpful because it was very individualised. And then once Stuart got here, he had that plan, but then there were things that he noticed, such as my pushing technique. It was really good. I am absolutely shattered now. The post-exertion malaise has really caught up with me. I am absolutely exhausted now, and I'm just having lots of rest days. And it was definitely helpful to get a wheelchair skills coach to help me build those skills up, because I don't think I would have been able to have learned those skills without Stuart. I did try to look at some videos, especially Jen Wheels No Heels has a lot of wheelchair skills videos that I would highly recommend. I did learn some skills from her videos, but it's not the same as watching something on YouTube as having someone physically there teaching you. And I now feel a more confident wheelchair user, and I now feel more capable to tackle tasks such as curbs and get over difficult terrain like tactile pavement and grass, and to push myself outside longer distances, and to have the correct pushing technique, as well as the wheelchair maintenance. So there is so much that I gained from this that will apply to my life going forward. So I hope you found this video helpful. So I will put a link to Stuart's website in the description box below if you're interested in doing some wheelchair skills training yourself. If you're in a situation like me where you are in a wheelchair and want to learn some skills to be more active and to be able to have more confidence in your chair to tackle everyday tasks, because the world isn't made for wheelchairs. So that's why we need to learn these skills so that we can adapt to the world that isn't made for us. So I will say bye for now and thank you for watching.